Right then, you lot. Forget your Rolls-Royces, your Ferraris, your Lamborghinis. When it comes to truly groundbreaking automotive innovation, there's only one country worth talking about these days, and it ain't Italy, it's China. Yes, China. The country that once brought us those little plastic toys you find in Christmas crackers is now churning out some of the most bonkers, brilliant, and downright brilliant vehicles on the planet. Now, you know me, I love a good SUV. Big, brawny, built for conquering the Serengeti or, popping down to the shops for a pint of milk. But even I have to admit the BYD Yangwang U8 takes things to a whole new level. This thing doesn't just drive, it bloody well swims. Apparently the base model can handle depths of up to a metre, while the off-road version can tackle 1.5 meters. And speaking of getting out of bother, this thing has a party trick that'll make your jaw drop. It can do a tank turn. Of course, all this tech doesn't come cheap. You're looking at a cool 50 grand for the privilege of owning a Yangwang U8. Now, traffic jams. The bane of every motorist's existence. But what if I told you the Chinese have come up with a solution so ingenious, so utterly brilliant, that it makes sitting in gridlock a thing of the past? No, it's not teleportation, though I'm sure they're working on that as we speak. It's the US SkyTrain. This isn't your average amusement park monorail. This thing is massive, spanning over 10 kilometers and carrying up to 200 passengers at speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. And get this, it only took them 7 months to build the bloody thing. That's faster than it takes me to decide what to have for breakfast. But the real beauty of the SkyTrain is that it solves so many problems at once. Remember that childhood dream we all had? The one where we'd zoom around in our own personal flying cars, soaring above the traffic and laughing in the face of gridlock? Well, thanks to the clever clogs at EHang, that dream is now a reality. Sort of. Meet the EHang 216S, a drone. But not just any drone, mind you. This is a drone taxi. It's electric, so it's good for the environment. It's quiet, so you won't annoy the neighbours. And it's autonomous, so you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the view while it whisks you to your destination. Of course, there are a few kinks to iron out. Now, I have driven my fair share of luxury cars in my time. Bentleys, Aston Martins, you name it, I've thrashed it around a track. But I've got to say, the NIO ET9 has got me rather intrigued, not just because it's a sleek, sexy beast of a car, but because it has a party trick that's as brilliant as it is bizarre. You see, this car can shake off snow, like a dog. It uses its fancy hydraulic suspension to wiggle and jiggle until all the snow slides off the roof. Right then, you lot, forget your sensible saloons and your practical hatchbacks. Let's talk about something truly bonkers. Something that belongs in a James Bond film. Something called the Lazarus LMV 496. Now, at first glance, it looks like a fairly normal, albeit rather aggressive-looking motorbike. Flying cars. It's the stuff of science fiction, right? Wrong. The future is here, people, and it's brought to you by the letter GGAC, to be precise, a Chinese company that's clearly spent a bit too much time watching the Jetsons. Their latest creation, the Gov, is a fully autonomous flying car. And when they say flying car, they mean it. This thing doesn't just hover a few feet off the ground, it actually bloody flies. Right then, you lot, let's talk about personal transportation. More specifically, let's talk about how utterly tedious it is. Cars, traffic jams, buses, smelly, bikes. Only if you enjoy arriving at your destination looking like you've just run a marathon. But fear not, fellow commuters, because there's a new kid on the block, and it's here to revolutionize the way we get around. Right then, you lot, let's talk about taxis. More specifically, let's talk about how much they stink, literally. I swear, some of the cabs I've been in smell like a combination of old gym socks and stale cigarettes. But fear not, my friends, because the future of transportation is here, and it's both autonomous and odour-free. I'm talking, of course, about the robo-taxi. Now, I've always had a soft spot for those little tuk-tuks you see buzzing around Asia. They're small, they're nippy, and they look like they'd be an absolute hoot to drive. But let's be honest, they're not exactly practical, are they? Especially if you live somewhere with a bit of rain. But fear not, my friends, because the clever folks at Royds Tech have come up with a solution: the Raptor. Now, at first glance, the Raptor looks like a futuristic tricycle, and in a way it is. Right then, you lot, let's talk about robots. More specifically, let's talk about robots that can carry your shopping and then transform into a personal transportation device. Because why the bloody hell not? Introducing the Rivalry Kanguro, the brainchild of some very clever and slightly unhinged engineers at the University of Tokyo. Now, I've seen some pretty wacky things in my time, but this thing takes the biscuit. It's a robot. It's a scooter. GAP 3S. But let's not just marvel at these technological wonders without considering their broader impact. China's foray into futuristic vehicles isn't just about flashy gadgets, it's reshaping the global market in profound ways. According to recent statistics, China's electric vehicle, EV, market alone has grown by over 50% in the past year, outpacing the rest of the world. This rapid growth is fueled by substantial government incentives, cutting-edge research, and a burgeoning local manufacturing industry. GAP 2S. Expert opinions suggest that China's dominance in EV production is set to continue, potentially giving it a significant edge in the global market. Dr. Li Wei, an automotive industry analyst, states, China's strategic investments in this sector are not only elevating its domestic market, but also positioning it as a key player on the world stage. GAP 2S. Future predictions indicate that by 2030, China could account for nearly 60% of global EV sales, fundamentally altering the landscape of transportation worldwide. This shift is expected to drive down costs, increase competition, and spur innovation across the industry. GAP 2S. So, whether it's flying cars, robot taxis, or amphibious SUVs, China's advancements are not just futuristic fantasies, but tangible forces that are shaping the future of transportation on a global scale. GAP 2S. And there you have it, folks. The ripple effects of China's technological prowess are being felt far and wide, promising a future where transportation is not only more advanced, but also more accessible to everyone. GAP 3S. Now, let's take a look at how these innovations are being received around the world. GAP 3S. Let's dive deeper into the technological advancements that make these futuristic vehicles possible. From cutting-edge materials to revolutionary propulsion systems, the innovation behind these marvels is nothing short of extraordinary. GAP 2S. We had the opportunity to speak with some of the brilliant minds driving these breakthroughs. GAP 2S. The key to our success lies in our advanced battery technology, says Dr. Zhang Wei, lead engineer at EV Innovations. We've managed to increase energy density while reducing weight, making our vehicles more efficient and longer lasting. GAP 2S. Behind-the-scenes footage reveals the intricate process of assembling a next-gen electric vehicle. Robots and engineers work seamlessly together, showcasing the blend of human expertise and automated precision. GAP 2S. Our propulsion systems are designed to be both powerful and sustainable, explains Li Ming, a propulsion systems developer. By using lightweight composite materials and aerodynamic designs, we've achieved unprecedented levels of performance and efficiency. GAP 2S. In another segment, we see a team testing the aerodynamics of a flying car prototype in a high-tech wind tunnel. The data gathered here is crucial for ensuring stability and safety in real-world conditions. GAP 2S. Every component is meticulously crafted and tested, adds Dr. Chen Liu, a robotics specialist. From the AI-driven navigation systems to the adaptive suspension, our goal is to create a seamless and intuitive user experience. GAP 2S. The behind-the-scenes footage transitions to a bustling research lab where engineers are fine-tuning the algorithms that will power tomorrow's autonomous vehicles. The room buzzes with activity as screens display complex data and simulations. GAP 2S. Innovation is at the heart of everything we do, concludes Dr. Zhang. We're not just building vehicles, we're creating the future of transportation. GAP 2S. As we marvel at these technological feats, it's clear that the future of transportation is being shaped by the relentless pursuit of excellence and ingenuity. The engineers and developers behind these advancements are not only pushing the boundaries of what's possible, but also setting the stage for a more connected and sustainable world. GAP3S. Now, let's take a look at how these innovations are being received around the world. GAP3S. As we look towards the horizon of transportation, it's not just about speed, convenience, or innovation, it's also about sustainability. These futuristic vehicles are not only marvels of engineering, but also champions of the environment. GAP2S. One of the most significant impacts is the reduction in carbon emissions. Electric propulsion systems, powered by advanced battery technology, produce zero tailpipe emissions, helping to combat air pollution and climate change. GAP2S. Our goal is to create a cleaner, greener future, says Dr. Zhang Wei. By transitioning to electric and hybrid systems, we're significantly reducing our carbon footprint. GAP2S, footage of lush green landscapes and clear blue skies, transitions to scenes of these vehicles in action, seamlessly blending into the environment. GAP2S. Beyond emissions, these vehicles are designed with eco-friendly materials. From the use of recycled composites to sustainable manufacturing practices, every step is taken with the planet in mind. GAP2S. We've integrated solar panels into our designs to harness renewable energy, explains Li Ming. This not only extends the range of our vehicles, but also reduces reliance on non-renewable resources. GAP2S. We see a solar-powered charging station where vehicles are being refueled by the sun's rays. This innovative approach highlights the potential for a sustainable transportation ecosystem. GAP2S. Our autonomous systems are optimized for energy efficiency, adds Dr. Chen Liu. By using real-time data and AI, we can minimize energy consumption and maximize performance. GAP2S. The scene shifts to a bustling urban center where these eco-friendly vehicles navigate effortlessly through the city, contributing to a cleaner, quieter environment. GAP2S. Every journey we take is a step towards a more sustainable future, concludes Dr. Zhang. We're not just innovating for today, we're preserving the planet for generations to come. GAP2S. As we embrace these green innovations, it's clear that the future of transportation is not just about moving forward, it's about moving forward responsibly. These vehicles are not only transforming how we travel, but also how we care for our world. GAP3S. Now, let's take a look at how these innovations are being received around the world. So there you have it, folks, a glimpse into the future of transportation, courtesy of China and its band of merry innovators. From flying cars to robot taxis, it seems there's no limit to their ingenuity. Now, I know what you're thinking, Clarkson, you old cynic, none of this stuff will ever catch on. And you're probably right.